The latest report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change contains overwhelming evidence that the Earth's climate is changing. The people most vulnerable to climate change are those in the developing world, people who often lack the resources needed to adapt to changes in climate. The first signs are there for all to see. Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa, a spectacular sight with its icy summit. However, 80% of the ice has been lost since 1912, and it's estimated that in less than 20 years it will all be gone. The mountain and the lush green cloud forest that rings its glaciers provides water for thousands of square kilometers of farmland and game reserves. Decreasing rainfall is drying the forest out, leaving it increasingly vulnerable to fires. The loss of the famous snows of Kilimanjaro may be largely symbolic, but the failure of the rains and the loss of the forest could be devastating to the region's food supply. This week, Earth Report travels to the equatorial region of East Africa, south to the verdant slopes of Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, north to the drylands around Lake Turkana in Kenya, and then to the central Machakos Hills to find out what impacts climate change may have to the livelihoods of the people in this incredibly diverse region.
Flaring and venting of natural gas adds to climate change. It emits some 390 million tons of carbon dioxide every year. The amount of gas burned is about 1/3 of the European Union's annual gas consumption. Billions of dollars are simply going up in smoke.
It's equivalent to 390 million tons of CO2 emissions. This is more than the amount that's being covered under the Kyoto mechanisms right now.
Eliminating gas flaring worldwide would reduce more CO2 emissions than all the projects currently registered under the Kyoto Protocol's Clean Development Mechanism, the landmark agreement between nations to reduce emissions by 2012. Total elimination's impossible. Some flaring is required for safety, but some countries flare more gas than necessary. Flaring happens all over the world, but mostly in fewer than 20 countries. Nigeria is one of the biggest polluters.
This is the gas flaring in Nigeria. This is the Niger Delta here, and there's a combination of onshore and offshore gas flares. This is one of the largest collections of gas flares anywhere in the world.
Scientists at the NASA Earth Observatory estimate that if the current rate of deforestation continues, the world's rainforests will vanish within 100 years. Tracking the rainforest by satellite, the destruction, they say, will cause unquantifiable effects on global climate and eliminate the majority of plant and animal species on the planet. According to WWF, Indonesia once had the most biodiverse rainforests in the world. But today, they're being destroyed faster than anywhere else on Earth. Virgin rainforest is replaced by plantations of palm oil and softwood for paper pulp. Poverty drives indigenous villagers to cash in on valuable trees. a heritage of corruption from the time of President Suharto, has meant billions of dollars a year is lost in tax revenue. Illegal logging still happens, and operators still manage to make money out of logs. But the government has responded.
Jadi Indonesia melarang ekspor log ke seluruh negara.
Indonesia bans the exportation of logs to foreign countries. So all the logged wood which comes out of Indonesia, even if they have documentation, they will be illegal logs.
Adalah log yang illegal.
Even so, forest destruction continues. When we filmed, the forest was covered in smoke from people burning down trees to clear land to grow food.
A lot of people living in the jungle, living in their own hometowns, that really make money out of the woods, make money out of a lot of illegal things before, and right now they're all starving. They don't have money because the government is right now trying to stop them.
Indonesia's reputation for rainforest destruction is so bad that government ministers, companies and NGOs are starting to realise something has to be done.
Karnataka, southwest India, is a land of temples and lush forests, but little electricity. With over 18,000 families living off the grid, when the sun goes down, vast swathes of the region are shrouded in darkness. Solar energy could bring light to every home.
The people living in these areas, the only option for them to ever access power would be to use solar energy.
Set up 10 years ago, Selco Solar Energy is now working across the state, providing reliable and affordable energy to over 40,000 families. Selco's team of local technicians from Udupi are loading up a new system to head off into the forest. Today, they're making a round trip to the Belthangadi region to bring light into the lives of yet another family. The technicians get straight to work, opening up the roof and finding the best spot for the solar panel.
Whenever we bring a solar system to a new site, we first select where to mount the panel. There are several restrictions. It must be south-facing and shadow-free. Then we consult with the customer where to keep the battery and where to install the lights.
Another crucial factor is aftercare. Selco has a network of service centres giving technical support to customers. Each centre has strict monthly targets and uses local agents.
The traditional problem with solar energy was systems were supplied in the areas and then it was not followed up with support. So what we have done is we have created these localized service centers within a distance of 100 to 150 kilometers from the customer's place, and these centers provide service to the individual customer.